From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's voice briefing. It's Thursday, August 10th, 2023.
This is Brian McCollum, music writer with the Detroit Free Press. Detroit singer-songwriter Sixto Rodriguez, who was catapulted from obscurity to global acclaim by the Oscar-winning documentary Searching for Sugar Man, has died at 81. Rodriguez passed away Tuesday evening, his daughter told the Free Press. The musician had been frail and in declining health in recent times, associates said, although he was on hand in July for an 81st birthday celebration at Caju Cafe in Eastside Detroit. Rodriguez had been a low-key fixture of Detroit's music scene through the decades, a quirky but compelling figure often spotted with his guitar slung over his shoulder. On stage, he cultivated a mysterious presence, donning sunglasses and often performing with his back to the audience. Rodriguez sprung to wider notice with the 2012 documentary Searching for Sugar Man, which chronicled the fixation of South African fans who became enchanted by his music while that country was walled off from the world during apartheid. The film won the Academy Award for Best Documentary in 2013. Rodriguez was suddenly on the world stage, touring Europe and playing big festivals, along with a sold-out Masonic Temple Theater show in Detroit in spring of 2013, a triumphant homecoming performance on the heels of the film's success. The public fascination with Rodriguez rested on a pair of albums he released in the early 1970s. Neither found great commercial success at the time, but they were rediscovered by fans decades later as the Detroit singer-songwriter enjoyed a new lease on life and music.
This is Detroit Free Press auto critic Mark Phelan. Kia's new EV9 electric vehicle has the makings of a hit. The EV9 is a mid-size SUV, a little bigger than Kia's Telluride. There's plenty of interior space, in part because electric batteries and motors intrude less on passenger and cargo space than an internal combustion engine, transmission, and gas tank. The interior has 3 rows of seats, making it a competitor for SUVs like the Tesla X and gasoline-powered vehicles like the Ford Explorer and Toyota Highlander. The EV9 will come in rear or all-wheel drive when sales begin in the fourth quarter of this year. A rear-wheel drive model will go up to 300 miles on a charge. Kia says a DC fast charger can top up the battery from 10% to 80% in just 25 minutes. That's for the biggest battery, which holds about 100 kilowatt hours. A smaller 76 kilowatt hour battery charges to 80% in 20 minutes. Elaborate front and rear lights will make the EV9 easy to spot at night. All-wheel drive EV9s will have 379 horsepower and 2 electric motors. Rear-wheel drive models get a single motor and 201 or 258 horsepower, depending on their battery. A couple of electronic glitches have dented the reputation of Kia EVs, but assuming they're sorted out by the end of 2023, the EV9's future looks bright.
I'm Andrew Burkle with the Free Press Sports Department, and Wednesday was just another example of how the buzz around this year's Lions team is just different. The Lions hosted the New York Giants for joint practices on Tuesday and Wednesday, and all the big names were on hand to see the action. That even includes Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who stopped by to watch the Lions practice on Wednesday and was seen chatting with quarterback Jared Goff. And on Tuesday, it was an even more packed crowd. Both the owners of the Giants and the Lions, John Mara and Sheila Hamp, were on hand for the big practice. Lions legend Barry Sanders was hanging out throughout the day and spent a long time talking with Giants running back Saquon Barkley. Plus, the NFL Network had their training camp show live from Allen Park. NBC's lead commentator and Michigan resident Mike Tirico was spotted watching practice. And Fox Sports reporter Jay Glazer even stopped by. It's hard to pinpoint, but there's definitely something different about this Lions squad. People are just invested. Perhaps it was their appearance on HBO's Hard Knocks last year, or their charismatic leader Dan Campbell. But when the governor shows up decked head to toe in Lions gear, you know there's something important going on. For more Lions coverage and observations from the joint practices, head to the sports section of our website at freep.com/sports.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press by visiting freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.